This is the first of many videos for Microsoft Excel 2010. I guess this is the introduction to Microsoft Excel 2010. Similar to the past versions with some changes. The Office button is gone, replaced with File, which allows us to go to things like Save, Open, Print, etc. Print Preview has been replaced with this here. So when you go to print, you get print preview, and if you had more than one page, you can scroll through the pages. So back to the Home tab, where our main buttons are, and of course you've got the ribbons as we had in 2007 up here. And if you click on a different ribbon, you get different menus, different tools that you can work on. Excel is a spreadsheet, which is a very big table. If you scroll sideways, you'll find that it doesn't end at Z, it ends at IV. So it goes into AA, AB, AC, B, A, BB, right? So all the way to IV. So it's very, very wide. And it's also incredibly deep, all right? Over 60,000 lines. So the sheets are absolutely massive. You are also able to have more than 3 sheets. They give you 3 sheets to begin with. And you can add many. Last time I checked, there's over 100 that you can add. So in one workbook is what they call an Excel document. You can put an awful lot of data. Now, Excel is a combination of the column and the row that you happen to be in. All right, so kind of like the game Battleship back in the day. So this particular cell is H7. So that's where we are right now. This is called a name box here, and it tells you which cell you happen to be in. And it's really critical that you know which cell that you're in when you're beginning with formulas, etc. So it's an intersection of the column and the row that you happen to be in. So that's what identifies the cell. In a cell, you can put 3 things. One is the label that would identify either the row or the column that you happen to be in. Another is just a simple number, so you can type a number. And the last thing that you can put is a formula. Now, formulas always start with equal. So I would start a formula here. And if I were using a calculator, I would type the actual numbers, right? So I'd say 40 plus 41 plus 42 plus 43 plus 40. And that would give me the answer. And it's right. In Excel, however, we wouldn't do it this way because we want the sheet to be adjustable. We want to be able to change one of these numbers and not have to change the formula, have the formula adjust automatically. So rather than type the numbers into the formula, if you've never used a spreadsheet before, it's going to take a while to get used to, but you'll learn that you always use the cell reference instead. So I could type B5, but I'm going to use my mouse to simply click on the cell that I want. It's much faster. And then when you're done typing anything in Excel, okay, you have to hit enter. Don't click off. I realize that might work. Arrow up, arrow down might work, but that's a terrible habit to get into. When you're done typing in Excel, always hit enter. And then that locks in whatever it is you were trying to do. So now that I've typed in, I'm getting the same answer, of course. However, if I come back here and realize that this employee actually produced 44 pieces, I can change it and my answer adjusts automatically. That's the power of Excel in that it does the math for you. So 3 things that you can put in a cell: words or labels, numbers, and formulas. Those are the main 3 things. Now, I'm going to add a numeric label. So I want something to look like a number, but it's not really a number that I'm going to do math with. Examples of this would be a phone number, a social insurance number, a room number, an employee number. So if you know you're never going to do math with something, you should always precede it with an apostrophe. It might not sound like a big deal, but later on, one of these days, you'll be working on a sheet where you don't want to add this number to the total. And Excel has a bunch of great automated features where if you don't precede that with an apostrophe, this formula will automatically grab that number whether you want it to or not. So if you're using a number that's not really a number you want to do math with, precede it with a label and then use that. There's a great feature in Excel called the fill handle. Now, the fill handle allows you to do several things. One of them is to finish a range. So here, if I select 1 and 2, the fill handle is going to know that the next number is going to be 3, and then 4, and then 5. So it's very intuitive that way. It'll also know, it recognizes the names of the week. So if I were to delete these and just select Monday and use my fill handle, it's going to guess that I want the rest of the names of the week. Your fill handle will also copy formulas from one cell to another. So here, it's going to know, if it was the exact same formula, I'd get the same answer, but it's going to know that rather than row 5, I'm going to want to adjust this to add row 6. And that's what it did. It changed every one of them. So it allows you to copy formulas very quickly. Okay, so it completes series if you want it to, but it also copies formulas. So your fill handle is the little black box at the bottom right hand corner of the cell. That's your fill handle. Great tool. You can insert rows, you can insert columns in Excel. So here I want another column in here. So I could just simply go to insert and column, and now it's moved everything over. So now I have a brand new column here, and now I can start typing whatever it is I would want. So I'm going to type north and then south. And now there's this autocomplete feature in Excel where it's now trying to guess what it is I want in this cell. So it's looking up the column to see what else started with the letter N, and it's asking, do you want north? So rather than complete typing the word north, I'm just going to hit enter, and it finished it for me. So by simply typing the first letter, I can complete this and put the appropriate labels depending on where these people actually work. When you're typing in a cell, so let's go back to the formulas here. If I were creating a formula, and I'm simply clicking in the cells to put this. If I inadvertently clicked on a cell or entered data that I didn't want, if I want to get out of this formula right now, I can just hit escape and I'm out of the formula. So you don't have to finish it off and hit enter. Just hit escape and it gets you out of that cell. The other thing I want you to know is if you want to edit a formula, okay, let's say there's a mistake in this and you need to change it, there's 2 ways of doing that. Number 1, you can come in here into your formula bar. Number 2, you can double click in any cell and then move about inside there. So those are just a few basic things to get you started in Excel. Your zoom feature is down here like it is in Word. So if you want to zoom in and zoom out, that's fine. You're not changing anything about the document, you're just changing the way you see it.